Okay, so there's been a lot of news going around in NBA 2K27 about badge tokens, cap breakers, badge slots, all this kind of stuff. So I've made one center build video where I talk about a lot about cap breakers. So before you finish your build for NBA 2K27, make sure you understand cap breakers because a lot has changed. There's been a lot of creators posting videos about the badge tokens who are at Community Day, about the slots, fuse, reaction, cap breakers, all that stuff. I've kind of compiled everything into a few of the creators' videos here. I'll give them credit as we go. But just make sure you fully understand the cap breakers and like what it can mean for your player, or you're going to mess up your first player pretty bad. I personally have already kind of like thought I was going to make one player, and now I'm kind of thinking that I need to redo my player strategy going into this. So right here we have Young Dirk. He did a great breakdown. Go check out his video. I'm not going to full in depth go into everything. I'm going to use some of the screens here just to explain what I'm seeing. And if I'm incorrect, I would love to be corrected in the comments below. But I feel like I have a good grasp of understanding one thing. The biggest thing that I want to explain in this video, there's a ton about fuse, reaction, badge tokens. We'll kind of talk a little bit about all of those. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is how cap breakers have changed from last year to this year. They look exactly the same, but there's one big problem that I think I found. Okay, so on screen here, you'll see this is a build that I created. It's my center build. It's on the channel if you want to check it out. So in this last season, or last 2K, being able to, cap breaker glitch or, use them optimized builds. So I created a center with 32 3-pointer to take it from 32 all the way to 78 with 5 cap breakers. So in my head, I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm going to be able to create this center build. It can be kind of an inside, it can be a popper, all that kind of stuff. Here's the biggest thing that I think everybody needs to be aware of is the badge slots that come with this. Now there's the badge tokens and then there's the badge slots, and we'll kind of get into that. But essentially, it looks like it might not be, especially early, beneficial to cap break low ratings to max ratings more than it is to take, let's say, a 94 steel to 99 steel, and I'll explain why. So when you break the builder, here's what it looks like when it comes to the badge tokens, and it looks like the badge slot. This is from the NBA 2K HQ app. This is my screen. So you'll see at the top up here, I'm using my mouse up here, you'll see we have 0 badge tokens and 0 badge slots. Okay, so I know from watching like Young Dirk's video and some others that there's a thing called bonus slots that you can get and add on. And we'll kind of talk about the bonus slots. But essentially starting from immediately, I will have no badge tokens, but there are bonus tokens as well. So I just want to let you see, before we get into all the deep dive, that all of the ones that we actually added attributes in all have badge tokens and badge slots. So the question is, when you cap break, do you get badge tokens for that? And do you unlock badge slots for that? Okay, so now here we're on Young Dirk's video. Again, shout out to him. I'm using his film here, like I said. So everything on the screen makes sense, different build, all this stuff. So let's just equate our shooting badge or our shooting to rebounding, right? So right now on rebounding, it says your build has no rebounding badge slot, 0 tokens, because this, whatever build Young Dirk made here, there was no rebounding put to it. This would be the exact same as the center build I just made. It would have 0 badge tokens and 0 badge slots. So in the very top right corner up here, you'll see it does say 3 bonus slots and 9 bonus tokens. Now the bonus slots, that's where I was thinking, okay, I could attach a bonus slot into, this shows rebounding, but shooting. But watching some of the film back of like all these content creators who got to, mess around with the cap breakers, the badge slots, all that stuff. Look when he slides over here to the bonus slots. Since this has 0 bonus slots on it, I will never be able to attach a badge based on what I'm seeing here. Now, I went and looked at the crew rewards that's on the NBA 2K HQ app. There was nothing about bonus slots. So unless there's like some hidden mechanic where you can unlock this, my thought process would now be, no matter what, I have a 78-3, so I'm looking to get, I think it's called Set and Fire. Yeah, this badge right here. I was looking to get Set and Fire Silver, and who knows how many badge tokens that would take. But I will not be able to even attach that Set and Fire badge at all to my build. And so I think people need to really like understand, or if maybe I was the only one who didn't know, but I just want to make sure to make this video so everyone's aware. Unless something changes or there's a dynamic I'm missing here, it will pretty much be in the same instance that no matter what you do, if you take one of those super low attributes that aren't equated anywhere else. Now, let's say for finishing, now the only thing for like other stuff is like you might have something else, you know, raised. So if you see here, I pulled up the finishing for my center build that I just made. Now my, you know, kind of conclusion would be here, if you end up doing like the cap breaker method, you're going to want to attach it into something that already has something else that's high. So for instance, like finishing, you know, let's just say for standing dunk, you were trying to like, you know, cap breaker glitch this one or optimize it to get like a super high dunk. That would actually be okay to do because you're already going to have like up here, you're already going to have badge tokens unlocked and badge slots unlocked. Now that all depends like how many, but technically you could use the bonus tokens and the bonus slots to keep adjusting this build and having it. But something like shooting, for instance, for like bigs, like that's going to be a very problem situation because most bigs, just like what I was trying to do, are going to want a cap breaker from like the 33 to or whatever it is all the way up to like the 78 range with no mid range, with limited to no free throw, and you're not going to be able to do something like that. So I really think that this might just be isolated to really just the shooting for bigs. Now there's of course instances of other things. Maybe it could be the playmaking as well. Maybe some people are going to try to badge glitch or not badge glitch, cap breaker glitch, like the playmaking to get pass hack up or something like that. So make sure you keep in mind as you're building your builds that mainly with shooting with bigs, but in general, just make sure that if you're going to do any of these things with those cap breakers, you know, to really glitch it out, that you have those badge slots, maybe at least one available. So like for myself, I'm going to have to go back to my center build if I ever do want to shoot and try to remake it, or I might have to just go full inside and wait for, you know, the build cap breakers to unlock, you know, at the moment. So I'm going to kind of break down some of the stuff, my thoughts overall about this system. I think there's a really good upside to the tokens and to these bonus slots. I think my favorite thing about 2K27 based on what I've seen with this system is like, I hope that there's a very wide variety of builds that we're going to be able to do. And also it looks like you can, like you'll see right here, you can remove bonus tokens from these. So essentially you could kind of mix and match and like create unique builds throughout the process. So I like the idea of like, you know, at least badge wise, like you'll be able to change your player from game to game. And I know in last 2K, like they had loadouts before, but this loadout system might actually be like very utilized when it comes to, you know, whether it's like a game to game situation, maybe, you know, you're going from park to rec or anything like that, but being able to actually like use your loadouts in a way that is actually effective. The tokens themselves, it'll be interesting just to see like actually what level badges you'll be able to get to. There's a ton of info out there. I'm not going to super deep dive on all the little nitty gritty of like how many tokens you get, this and that. But it is just interesting to see, you know, the aspect of like how these tokens are going to be utilized based on some of the expensiveness that we've seen, even just like in the video from Young Dirk and some of the other creators I've watched. It does seem like some of these are pretty expensive and you're not just going to be able to max out your player like in the past, like the way that you've been able to do before with badges, you know, just whether it's grinding or whatever that is. It's going to really take, I'm interested to see like how many tokens and how easy it is you can get some of these tokens, especially like even the bonus tokens. The crew rewards did show, I think it was like 3 cap breakers you can get with just crew rewards, but that's all the way to level 40. It was like 3 or 4, something like that. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, like how those come into play. Now, one interesting thing I did see while I was also kind of breaking down some of the videos with, especially Young Dirks here. So you'll see this add bonus slot come up. He currently has 3. Unlike when you attach bonus tokens, it looks like the bonus slot might lock into place. So you'll see here, he'll click X here, which adds it. And then when you see him click X, you'll see like the plus, but it doesn't look like there's like a revert aspect to it. It looks like that is locked into place. Whereas like the other one, I don't know if he clicks X again here, but that's something to think about too, if that ends up being the case. Because you'll see when he does the badge tokens, you'll see that the tokens actually get like remove bonus token from it. So again, you might kind of be locked into where you're putting those. So that might be a big take with that. But overall, the fuse, reaction, all that stuff is cool. I I like the idea of two badges like working off each other. So for instance, I don't know if it's possible, but for like a point guard, if you could get, I don't know if like Dimer and, or like let's say like defense and shooting, like if you could do, I don't know, on ball steal, like a steal or like a contest, and then and then you have that react with like whatever the new limitless range badge is called. And those two like work together. So as you play good defense, your offense gets better. But if your offense gets better, defense gets better. Like, I think that could be a fun dynamic. But the main point of this video was to talk about the badge slots and the cap breaker system, specifically with that, what I talked about with the, maybe it just might be the shooting bigs, but in general with that system. So again, if I'm incorrect, I'd love for somebody to explain this system to me, but if I do end up being correct from this could be a reason why you don't mess up your build, especially mainly bigs out there, or you know, those one-off cap breakers that you're trying to get. So that'll do it for this video. If you're a content creator, check out a tool I use in the description called LaunchLens. It helps with your thumbnails, titles, description, tags, and it makes making content a lot easier. You're able to get a lot more things done and put out good content in general. If you want to play NBA 2K with myself, there's a Discord in the description below. I play a variety of games, but in there we talk about builds, badges, animations, and everything, just 2K27. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.